Hello friends, you've stumbled across a short clip from the Daily Switch 2 podcast, which, believe it or not, is a podcast that is about the Switch 2 with new episodes released daily. What will they think of next? Okay, next up was Hela. The American voiceover guy said Hela, like this game looks hella cool, but it's Scandinavian, so I'm going to say it should be Hela. Though not sure how you'd say that with an American accent. It's not Hela or Hela. It's kind of in between. Hela, like H-E-H. La. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me in the comments, Scandinavian people. Thank you. Anyway, it's developed by Wind Up and it's published by Knight's Peak. I've got to say, I've not heard of either of them. I looked very briefly into it, and I think that Wind Up are a new company, but I did see that the publishers also published Nico de Rico, which is a game that's been on my radar, a mascot platformer that looks great and has good reviews for modern consoles and PC, but had performance issues on its Switch 1 release. So I haven't played it because I've been hoping we might get a Switch 2 port. Not announced so far, but maybe there will be. Anyway, back to Hela. The fact the publisher has recently put out another platform game that is well reviewed bodes well for their eye for quality, I would say. And I actually really love the look of this game. In the Direct itself, I thought it was very cute and looked very cool. I would have easily placed it at B tier, maybe an A tier. I was interested in learning more, and learn more I did. There is a full-length trailer that I'll be showing footage of here if you're watching the YouTube version of this podcast. The footage in the Direct made me interested, but the full trailer is just so much cooler. It's a 3D platformer, and if I didn't make it clear when talking about Pac-Man World 2 and my obsession with Donkey Kong Bonanza, I love 3D platformers. I said in the live reaction that this reminded me a little bit of Stuart Little 2 on the original PlayStation, which, despite what you might assume based on the quality of most licensed PlayStation 1 games, is actually a good thing, because that game was far better than it had any right to be. Obviously, I said that because it's a 3D platformer where you play a realistically proportioned mouse, but also because the trailer for Hela showed her exploring inside a house as well as adventuring outside. But yeah, looking at the new footage in this trailer, it looks almost more like Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2. Again, not a bad thing at all. The traversal was legendarily good in that game. There's climbing, swinging, gliding, and it all looks so satisfying to master and pull off. But at the same time, the game's official website describes it as a, quote, delightful blend of adventure and cozy entertainment. And it says you can, quote, enjoy exploring vast open spaces, engaging in light-hearted play, and experiencing the simple pleasure of being part of a caring community. You know what, to me that sounds pretty unique and really wonderful actually, especially given the emphasis on nature and cute animals, etc. There's also clearly tons of puzzle solving with objects, physics puzzles as well. It looks right up my alley. The storyline and themes are definitely of interest to me too. You aren't just playing as a mouse, you are the familiar of a good witch who usually works as a healer for the local village, but herself has fallen ill. So you and the other mice must find a cure for her and help run the witching business for her at the same time while she recovers. That is absolutely adorable. Also reminds me a lot of the Tailor of Gloucester from Beatrix Potter, a story which is close to my heart because it takes part near where I grew up. And when I was little, you could go and visit the actual store where that book was released. And again, I for the first time saw a French language version of Peter Rabbit book this morning, Pierrot Lapin. Although anyone French can hopefully tell me, certain versions of it are Pierre Lapin, but the version I saw this morning was Pierrot Lapin. Quelle est la différence? Je ne sais pas. I'm making a big Shantae retrospective right now. I'm not sure which will go live first, this episode or that one. But in it, I mentioned that one of the games that I'm making is a Metroidvania with a cute female character, partially inspired by certain aspects of certain Shantae games in the series. I'll expand on that slightly here to say that my character is not a sexy genie like Shantae, but a cute little girl witch. And a big part of her character is it's very important to me to emphasize implies the fact that she is a good witch who wants to create spells and potions to heal people and do good, and is at one with nature, collaborating with animals and growing plants. It's a very positive game. Even the enemies to attack, in inverted commas, aren't really that. They are good people, good animals, good plants, or even inanimate objects, all of which have been cursed with evil energy, making them do bad things. So you don't attack them, you heal them so they get out of the spell that they're under. It's a bit like how Sonic doesn't actually kill badniks. Badniks are robot suits that are controlling the good animals or plants trapped within them and hijacking their energy. So when Sonic kills a badnik, he's actually just breaking open the robotic suit and freeing the animal or plant that's inside. I always really liked that aspect. For me as a child, again, I mentioned sometimes I'm autistic, so maybe I'm overthinking this, but as a child, I liked Mario games, but I always thought it was a little bit sad to be jumping on the Goombas and the Koopas and things and killing them, whereas Sonic doesn't kill anything at all. He rescues things. While I like the cartoony Halloweeny archetype of the evil witch, I have nothing against it. As someone who grew up with strong Celtic roots and who is friends with people who are within the witchy community, pagans and Wiccans and the like, it's important to note that the real origins of witches in real life are realistically more like the early doctors of the village, someone with an understanding of herbology and the like to use the power of nature to try and heal people. Witches only really got the reputation of being evil after more modern religions tried to scare people away from alternative belief systems. So yeah, it's not that evil witches in media offend me or anything like that. No, not at all. But personally, I always really like it when you do have a more positive representation of magic, in inverted commas, being a positive way of humans connecting with nature and trying to do good and trying to help people. So, mini rant over. Yeah, everything about this game basically looks appealing to me. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. Again, almost photorealistic endpoints. Looks really good. Impressed by the Switch 2 here. In the live reaction, I did notice some frame rate issues, but in the actual full trailer, they aren't present. I do note that this game is for PS5, Xbox Series, PC, and Switch 2. There isn't any previous gen support there, so it's obviously quite a taxing game, and you can see that. So I really do hope that the Switch 2 version can keep up, because I definitely want to play this. And it looks to me like it's a kind of game that would be most at home for me, at least on Nintendo. So we didn't get a release date, which is a shame, other than 2026, so next year. But it did make a point of specifying that a physical version will be available, so I'm very happy about that. Of course, that doesn't mean it won't be a game keycard. We don't know yet. It probably will, frankly. But, of course, it's not out on Switch 1, so there won't be an option for an upgrade path or anything like that. Obviously, I'm hoping for a full game on the cart situation, but frankly, I'm buying this game regardless. This is one that I am definitely buying. Unless the performance is really bad, in which case I'll buy it on a different system. So I'm going to put this in S tier. I think I'm even going to put it ahead of Plants vs. Zombies. I love that game dearly, but for now, there is no physical version. It's digital only, and I really want to own it physically. I already know that I love Pac-Man World 2, and after the previous really good remake of the first game, I'm definitely very hopeful that it will be a good game. And we also know the price and release details for that. And as I mentioned, I approve of the way that Bandai Namco is handling it. So I don't think I can put Hela ahead of Pac-Man just yet, but this definitely does deserve the number 2 place on my tier list. Really like it, really looking forward to seeing and hearing more about this one. Great stuff. Well, that was funny / sad / informative / stupid, wasn't it? Feel free to mentally redact to make that make sense with the clip that you just heard. I don't know what it was. I'm just recording a bumper. But if you enjoyed the clip, please give it a like. If you'd like to hear more, click subscribe, and you can find all the ways to listen to and support the full daily podcast at linktree/dailyswitch2. That's linktr.ee/dailyswitch2. Let's go! Did I sound like I mean that? I do. I really do.